And we are live, guys. What is going on? Vitaly Dubin is here, founder and creator of Bitcoin's Wall Club system, where we're helping people become crypto millionaires. Super excited to see every single one of you on today's In Crypto show. As you know, crypto never sleeps, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're coming from across the globe. I'm here to share with you some of the latest news that is happening in the world of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. We have a lot to discuss today, guys, as always. So looking at the crypto market right now, we don't see huge moves since yesterday. And, overall this week we are on the up with $272 billion in market cap and 1,619 cryptocurrencies today. Bitcoin is trading at about $6,800. Ethereum 480, Ripple. So some of those cryptocurrencies went down slightly a little bit, an exception to like Bitcoin Gold, up 6.16%. And you can also take a look at a Bitcoin relative to, so when you look at this, we're still, can see we are in the bear market. The bull market has not started yet, right? Because when the bull market starts, there's a lot of green, a lot of green instead of red. But overall, you can see those spikes. Like this happens in Bitcoin for like an hour, in a couple hours, boom. Then it jumps a couple $100, then it goes and trades sideways. Then boom, it jumps another couple $100, then it goes and trades sideways. Just like we're seeing right now, the volatility is like plus minus $100, and then we can see another boom like this and see what is happening in the future. Now, the CEO of Binance, Changpeng Zhao, right, at $1 billion company, one of the largest exchanges, is saying Bitcoin is still in a good position after 70% fall, and the crypto market is better in every way. Now, in first thought, when you see, okay, well, the Bitcoin jumped from $900 to $20,000 last year, and then fell about 70% or so since then to the lowest low that happened in June, right? That was trading $5,900. How is it better in every way? Well, last year, this time, Bitcoin was trading about $2,500. Today, it's $6,800. And the trading volume of Bitcoin was $780 million a year ago. Today, $3.4 billion, right? So we are better in every way. We also have the infrastructure in place for institutional investors, like the Coinbase custody platform, which will welcome huge hedge funds, academic institutions, pensions can purchase many millions of dollars worth of digital assets like Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, Ethereum, and all of that. Also major banks, guys, like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, they'll publicly said that they are going to open their asset trading desks, right? As soon as the situation about the regulation will be more clear when it comes to Bitcoin cryptocurrency coming from the US, right? So overall, where does Bitcoin go next? Just like in 2014 we had a correction, in 2018 we have this correction right now, but the recognition of crypto as an emerging asset class by banks, leading economies, governments, right, will create the next fear of missing out, what is called FOMO in the slang of crypto, among large-scale investors and institutions. So overall, you just need to be prepared for the next bull run and hold onto your Bitcoin and know when to exit and when to enter. That's why the trading is so critical, that you really understand the skills of trading Bitcoin cryptocurrencies more in depth. Now, new paper reveals that Bitcoin will be adopted in the next decade as the mainstream way of payments for goods, and that is coming from researchers in Imperial College London, right? That are saying that the crypto are primed for mass adoptions, on possibly replace and surpass Visa and MasterCard. So there are three criteria for mass adoptions that they laid out, right? Number one is store of value. Is Bitcoin a store of value? Absolutely, right? It's primarily right now used as a store of value. People just cold storage their Bitcoins and preserve it for the future. Another one is medium of exchange, right? So we can buy different things, services, and we're also doing that, right? But not on a mass scale yet, not on a mass scale yet. And third, unit of account to measure a value in the economic system. So we still need to overcome the challenges of scalability, meaning more people using it more easily across the world, more accessible to people, design, how it looks like, and regulation. And you need to take things into perspective. Think about email. It started in 1971, right? Like, thinking about it, 30 years. It took 30 years for the interface to become somewhat usable with Hotmail in 2001. So we are only 8 years with Bitcoin, and we already are making so big of a progress, right? And the speed of adoption is pretty high, and the interest is getting bigger and bigger with Bitcoin and crypto. We are definitely not slowing down. So it will take some time for the mass adoption to happen, and it's going to be an exciting ride to see what is going to happen. Now, Crypto.com, which is a very, very popular domain that was held by this guy, this professor, this researcher, back in 1993, is finally bought today for no less than $5 to $10 million. That's the estimations of how much the company, actually Monaco, that is providing a service for buying crypto and debit cards with crypto, which is pretty surprising. They gained this domain, which is very, very popular, right? A lot of people, like, it's representing the whole category of cryptocurrencies. Crypto.com, very, very powerful domain. So they have some good responsibility with this, but they cracked this guy and grabbed the domain. So we'll see this Monaco and how this, like, if you go to Crypto.com, you can see this is the website. So they're really preparing. I think it's an ICO coming with this Monaco. There's a white paper for MCO right now on Crypto.com. So probably it is their ICO of this debit card, Monaco, that will be used. Yeah, Monaco tokens, Visa card, wallet app, etc. So interesting. But maybe it's worth to check out this white paper and to read through it, because the popularity of this domain is huge. Crypto.com, right? Anyways, they own it right now. There are some simple steps you can take to reduce the risk of crypto being stolen. And according to some international data corporation, $91 billion, more than before, are going to go to security solution this year than the last year. And there's some things that you need to be aware of, like phishing emails. Like if you have a trading platform anywhere on any exchange, right, and you receive some email, and that's what they do. They basically send an email and are saying that they need to reset their password or something like that, and they reveal their sensitive data. You need to make sure that the email address you're receiving the emails from are coming from an official trading platform and not from somebody else. There's also phishing sites, that are looking similar to the crypto exchange but with some sort of a typo. So you need to be aware of this and save your passwords in like LastPass or something like that, where that this is the real domain and not a phishing domain. And also there is some email hacking going on. If somebody can access your email address and they know that it's associated with a trading platform, they can basically steal all of your coins on the exchange that are trading. So you need to enable Google two-factor authentication as well. So have an account in Google, set up Google two-factor authentication on your Google account, and make sure that it's coming from a mobile phone app and not from a desktop. So another thing is to take this security seriously. Just like you want to store your cryptocurrencies on Trezor, or Ledger Nano S, or those hardware wallets, you want to really take some precautions when you're using sites and be vigilant. Now, India, man, those guys in India, they are eating some crap in the crypto space right now, because the ban that the Bank of India has levied on the crypto users, and now crypto exchanges are no longer offering fiat to crypto trades for their customers. You know, they're struggling to survive basically because they have been denied a banking service. And this guy who is very popular with crypto influencers, John McAfee, is putting a boycott on people who are dealing with this bank, because it's ridiculous, you know, why they're doing this. And now those crypto exchanges basically started offering only crypto to crypto trading, which puts them into competition with huge exchanges like Binance, and they're basically struggling to survive because of that. So they still have another hearing with the Supreme Court on the and we'll see how this this date for July 20th, right? There'll be another hearing for this, but we'll see how it is going to be affected. But in contrast to India, France is not so strict with regulation on cryptocurrencies, and they're saying we're not going to stifle the technology and the evolution that comes with it, because, you know, India is taking huge risk with that, because they're stifling the blockchain technology revolution within their country, but by denying those very smart Indians to develop startups, which today already we have 28,000 blockchain startups in 2018, already more than compared to 2017. There was 27,000 blockchain related startups. So it's definitely not the interest is falling. The interest in crypto is getting bigger and bigger. Now, moving on to some more news for today, we see bounty programs are getting more and more popular, basically for there are companies that will allow people, like in third world countries, you know, who want to collect those basically bounties, to do simple tasks like tweeting or you know, posting or writing articles or whatever, and it's changing people's lives that are making 10 times more than 10 times their annual salaries, right? In the third world countries, where people are basically surviving on like $500 a year or a couple $100 a year. It allows them to perform those tasks and open a new career for them. So that's pretty amazing for the technology. Now, another very interesting hack that happened to 1 million computers to mine $2 million worth of cryptocurrencies with Sia coin is basically malware and different plugins for internet browsing. Sometimes, apparently, when you install those, if it's coming from this very smart hacking groups, they take control of your computing power and allow you to use that power to connect to the network and mine cryptocurrencies such as Digibyte, that was mined in total of 26 million, right? So it's pretty crazy world that we are living in today, but the hackers will go a long way in order to you know, mine cryptocurrencies. Now, Bitmain, which is the biggest supplier for the mining chips worldwide, more than 50% of the chips, is now valued at about $12 billion. Now imagine that. A company that is producing chips for mining cryptocurrency, for mining Bitcoin, is now valued at $12 billion. You know, huge changes in how company in the space has been like going to the top, because just the way that you know, the demand for cryptocurrency. Now, interesting study compare different countries of how much you pay in taxes for using crypto, right? And it really varies. This whole subject on taxation on cryptocurrency is really you know, a sensitive issue, because a lot of people, they don't declare what they own or what they trade, and different countries look at this differently. But the trend overall is that they want to tax for the capital gains, right? And different countries, they, like in UK, they see crypto legal status as investments or a working capital, depending if you use it regularly or not. And if it's below 11,000 pounds or 12,000 pounds, something like that, it's free to on the gains, and after that it's up to 45% depending on the volume. In US, cryptocurrency is declared as property and is calculated based on the value, right? Again, crypto brokers are not required to issue 1091 disclosure forms, the ones used by the IRS, which makes the process of reporting gains more difficult for crypto users. In fact, less than 1% of crypto users who did have any gains are even reporting to the IRS in US. In Japan, it's considered legal method of payment, and they're paying up to 55% in taxes. Well, that's if somebody is making over $365,000 a year. So people sometimes move from China, from Japan, I'm sorry, to other countries because of the tax issues. South Korea, there is no taxes at the moment. Russia, about 13% tax on gains, and the status is not defined, which is interesting. Personal income tax in Russia is later than 13%. South Africa, you can read it, 18 to 45%. Canada, 25 to 50%. Brazil, 15%, right? Germany, depends. So you see, every country looks at this differently. So you need to check with your country how it is all operating. And finally, I want to discuss this very interesting saying from the Nobel Prize winning economist, right? It's not just a regular guy. Nobel Prize winning economist Joseph Stiglitz claims that digital currency will be regulated into oblivion in the future, clamp down on money laundering, and he is warning that $100 is possible for Bitcoin to drop after this regulation will occur. And his claim saying that people in power has not yet used the hammer, you know, on basically regulating, and the people in power will move to regulate anonymous transactions. But you know, there is of course this battle and conflict between, we have Bitcoin that is anonymous and we have banking systems that are transparent. So there is this battle that is going on all the time, and you cannot have means of payment that is based on secrecy, he's saying, when you're trying to create a transparent banking system. But this is the flaw here. You're not trying to create a transparent banking system. You know, banking systems that are making their own money in many ways that you don't probably even realize, and they're not as much transparent as you think they are, and this is not definitely not the goal. The goal is to create a new asset of money which has already been created, the private money, right? And governments cannot really stop that innovation, and they don't want to stifle this innovation. As you can see, you know, if they wanted to do it, they could have done it a long time ago, right? From US to Europe and etc. But we do see in China like a lot of crypto restrictions. We see in India it happens. So we see in some countries it's happening, but it's not a worldwide phenomenon. And I think it's only a matter of time until in China and other countries like India, you know, there's going to be easier to use cryptocurrencies. So anyways, you know, I don't think he is right. I think if anything, with all the institutional investors coming into play, the crypto market will go into trillions of dollars, the market cap, and you know, it is here to stay. So the value is not going to go down, it's going to go up over time, and we're going to see this trend over the next several years. So those are the news for today in Crypto Show. Tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, we are going to have a live webinar for all of the members of Bitcoin's Wealth Club, where we're going to share with you what is working now, what are the best ways to protect your wealth, to grow your wealth, and it's going to be awesome. And looking forward to see you all tomorrow. And make sure that you always upgrade your skills and be in the game and stay connected to what is going on. Make sure to smash the likes on the Facebook fan page for Bitcoin's Wealth Club, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are going to get you as much up to date as possible about the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency on a regular basis. So see you guys in the next